Blame Truth here, or should I say Anthony here. I'm not going to be in my usual YouTube persona this video. I'm kind of going to dial it back and speak more from the heart because, I don't know, I'm just feeling very nostalgic. And this video may not go over well. It's fine. I'm prepared to take a little, I don't know, step back in the momentum I have here just to get this off my chest. But I don't know, man. I've been doing this for a long time now. Even before YouTube. I hate to keep like bringing this up if you guys have watched my content for a while, but I have to continually bring it up because everything's kind of a flash in the pan now. And to be doing this long, like 17, 18 years, you know, it's still weird to me. I still have imposter syndrome with it. Like, I don't feel like this is real. And when X Defiant came out May 21st, kind of just, you know, as a surprise, at the time, I will be 100% real with you. At the time, I didn't know if I could do this for the rest of the year. I was actually going to take a step back from YouTube, and I've talked about this a little bit, but I was seriously going to take a hiatus from this channel before this game dropped out of nowhere, because when I feel like I'm not delivering, and when the things that I'm known for aren't delivering either, I'm not going to sit there and sink with the ship. Call of Duty, unfortunately, has not delivered. It hasn't delivered for a while, but this year especially, I mean, there's just nothing really to sink your teeth into. And as a content creator, guys, here's how my brain kind of works. If I can't bring you the best possible shit I can bring you, I'm not going to bring you anything at all because you deserve better than that. I deserve better than that. I know I am capable of doing better than that. So I'm not going to just shit something out for you. You know, I'm not Activision Blizzard. I'm not going to bring you stuff for the sake of me bringing you stuff unless I feel like it's something I would watch myself. And I'm very critical. I'm my worst critic, trust me. Nothing anyone has ever said in a YouTube comment has been as harsh as the things that I say to myself in my own head. So, you know, if you ever want to criticize me, trust me, man. I have seen it because I've said it, and I've said it worse than you ever will. Regardless, this game right here, X Defiant, I don't want to glaze it, quote unquote. I don't want to overhype it or whatever. I'm not going to tell you it's perfect, but I will say this. This game right here has been a throwback, the likes of which I haven't seen in about a decade. Truth be told, I have not had this much fun on a video game, on a first-person shooter, I should say, since I'd say Black Ops 3. And I truly think this will surpass it in time. Got about 70 hours on it right now. Guys, I mean, I think this could even be up there with Black Ops 2. And the difference with those two games, Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2, is that I have this for more than a year. I have it for more than a year. Truth be told, in a weird way, for people that think I'm getting paid off or I'm glazing or I'm overhyping this game, if you've listened to my commentaries over the years, you know that this is the game I have wanted for a long time. I would argue this is the shooter I have always wanted. And I'm not even saying that as hyperbole or exaggerating or whatever. Man, Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, I mean, some of my favorite COD games, but those games got support for a year. This is going to have support as long as we keep playing it. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And to see this game get more and more content, I truly cannot wait because I have had... Let me just take you guys back. I have not felt this way about a game since the early days of Xbox Live. Let me take you all the way back to 2006. December 2006, I get my Xbox 360. My wonderful mother got me the console and Gears of War for Christmas. And let me tell you guys, I'm actually going to tell you something that my mom's not going to be too happy about, but I knew she got it for me, so I snuck in the closet, you know, and I got it. Took the console out and the game out, and I was playing it well before Christmas. I replaced the Xbox 360 with an N64 and a brick I found outside to kind of match the weight of the 360. And then when I got the console Christmas morning, I pretended I was so excited I couldn't even wait to unbox it for pictures. I ran it to my room. Yeah, my mom knows that now, but at the time, you know, it was a big secret I kept for several years there. The point is, I have been playing since Gears of War 1. That game Man, it blew me away. Let me tell you guys, going from PlayStation 2 at the time is what I had to Gears of War was incredible. Just incredible, you know? Shortly after, Halo 3 came out. Going from Gears of War to Halo 3, again, incredible. Entirely different games, really. But just, I don't know, man. Halo 3 was so good. And I didn't play Halo 2. I missed the boat on Halo 2. So Halo 3 was phenomenal. When Call of Duty 4 came out, though, I played a little bit of Call of Duty 3 campaign, a little bit of Call of Duty 2 campaign as well. But I wasn't super into them. You know, I was like, whatever. They're pretty good shooters, but whatever. But when I played Call of Duty 4, the campaign and the multiplayer, it launched my YouTube career. And 17, 18 years later, here I am still doing this. And it all started with the love of that game. I have not felt that level of passion in a first-person shooter in a long, long time. And I hate to say that, but it's true, man. We got so many bangers back in the day. I mean, just banger after banger when it came to FPS, guys. We got, in the span of like, what, a decade? We got Half-Life 2, Gears of War, which is a third-person shooter, but yeah, you know. Resident Evil 4, Call of Duty 4, Black Ops 1, 2, Rainbow Six Vegas, Battlefield Bad Company 2, BioShock, Left 4 Dead 2. I could go on and on and on. But something has been missing for the better part of it feels like a decade. I would say 5 years or so with this new era of Call of Duty, but for the better part of a decade, something has just been missing. And it's like, it's these common sense things that I feel like we should have mastered by now with FPS that have just flown under the radar. X-Defiant truly gets all of those things right. I think a lot of people judge this game, if they don't like it, they judge it based on the surface level of what's going on, you know? I'm someone that looks at the bigger picture. I'm going to tell you guys straight up, and this is not even an exaggeration. This game has some of the best, if not the best, maps I have ever played on. Not even being facetious there. Like, I think this game's launch maps are comparable to Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, possibly even better. I seriously cannot name a bad multiplayer map, and it's clear as day that the art team and the geometric layout of all of these maps have just been thought through so well. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The maps are the foundation. They are the foundation of every FPS, TPS, whatever. If the maps suck, then the game sucks. This is why when everyone says, like, Modern Warfare 2019 was a great Call of Duty, those are the dirt fucking worst multiplayer maps I've ever played on. Ever. Straight up. Those maps that launch with that game are abortions, is what they are. It's just horrible. When you get the maps correct, half your work's done. Half your work's done. Think about this. When I say Black Ops 2, what do you think of when it comes to multiplayer? If I say Black Ops 2, what's the first thing that comes to mind? I envision, in my head, the multiplayer map Raid or Slums. I envision the AN-94. I envision the PDW, submachine gun. You know, like all of these iconic things that are memorable. And it starts with the maps. The maps and the guns, man. The core things that everyone seems to get wrong nowadays. Skill-based matchmaking. I mean, let's segue into that right here. Look at this match right here. Look at this Giga Chad, SW11 right here. Man went 1-24, still played objective. I gotta give him props at the end. Look at this man is a Chad. And this man, I'm in this lobby with this man. There is no way I would see him on a modern day shooter with skill-based matchmaking, engagement optimized matchmaking, rigging my experience, and putting me into lobbies with people round about my skill level constantly. I love X Defiant because I can carry these bad players who will still play the objective and benefit the team. You know, I sometimes I'm getting carried by some absolute monster at the top of the scoreboard. Every single match I play on X Defiant is slightly different, and that addictive quality that's not there in any other shooter right now with this rigged shit going on cannot be matched. You cannot program it. You cannot develop or program this experience, and this is why so many modern day games, FPSs in particular, have failed. There's no organic fun times to be had in one of these games. You know, truth be told, I've always been pretty good at these games. First-person shooters, I mean. But, like, I've never played the multiplayer to compete or to be the best or whatever. I don't even see it, in a lot of ways, I don't even see it as me versus other people. I view it as a competition with myself. How far can I improve? I want to see that improvement in game. It's like me versus me. I don't mean to get, like, super deep here, but it's almost like when you go to the gym or something. You're not there to outlift everyone else. You're there to outlift yourself last time. That sense of progress with yourself has been completely lost for the better part of 5 years now, maybe even a decade in a lot of ways. And we finally had that again on X Defiant. When I go back and I think about when I first started on Call of Duty 4, I would do this thing where mostly I would play solo. Yeah, I'd party up with friends and have fun and stuff like that, but I would mostly play solo for the simple fact that I looked at the game kind of like that. I wanted to see if I can get into a lobby, and even with some bad players on my team, could I carry them to the victory? That feels so good. And when it's organic, you cannot create that. You just simply cannot manufacture that particular feeling. And we haven't had it in so long. The fact that X Defiant gives me that feeling once again it's a level of satisfaction I have not experienced in ages. Just ages. X Defiant, for all intents and purposes, is a game that I hope never goes away. It's truly reinvigorated me. This game itself, just the game, has lit a fire under my ass. It has given me the passion I've been missing for a while back. If I were a professional wrestler for the past 5 years, and I'm just a heel, I'm a dastardly heel, I'm Roman Reigns or whatever, this is my motherfucking face turn here, alright? I am turning face in wrestling terms. I am back. I'm enjoying myself again. I am having fun. And it's genuinely a happy experience. Like, I woke up this morning ready to play X Defiant, ready to make a video, ready to make a commentary for you guys. I am ready to grind. I interacted with so many people from the community today on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it. I'm constantly talking about X Defiant with the community, and I'm constantly talking about just the game, and I'm enjoying myself. And I have not done this in just ages. I mean, even some of the Call of Duties I liked, like Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, those don't hold a candle to Black Ops 2 and the like before that, for the simple fact that everything back then was organic. You know, no loot boxes, no shady business practices, even for Activision standards, you know, like nothing really shady going on. They just pumped out a yearly release, and the devs did all the work, and they innovated and made these games that are so special, but sadly, they've been lost to time. Activision Blizzard has no interest in reviving these old school games or giving them, you know, any due diligence. They might remake one as a cash grab or whatever, like they did Modern Warfare Remastered, but for the most part, I mean, they're just lost to time. We'll never get them back. X Defiant is a game that kind of rewrites that, and this is why I love it so much. It's like, seriously. It takes that old school design philosophy and says, hey, this isn't going to go away. We're not going to make X Defiant 2 in a year. We're going to stick with this game and keep adding onto it. And in like 2 or 3 years, when X Defiant has added that much content to the game, we're talking like 50 multiplayer maps, 50 multiplayer guns, a plethora of new factions, new game modes, etc., etc. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. That is what I've always wanted from Call of Duty. And this yearly reset thing, it's not just bad because they've run out of ideas and they keep recycling things and just making it worse and worse and everything lacks soul. It's the fact that these old games that are so good just get forgotten. And if you try to do anything with it, Activision Blizzard, sends you a cease and desist. X Defiant for me is a game I've truthfully always wanted. And I'm sorry if it like pisses people off that I like the game, but I haven't felt this way since Black Ops 2, I would say. And that's a long time, guys. That's 12 years, 12 years I've been waiting for something that is on the level of Black Ops 2, and I haven't gotten it. And the fact that I have it now, again, it's lit a fire under my ass. I want to take this channel in a lot of ways to new heights because, I don't know, I just have my passion back, as odd as that sounds. I've said this before, but video games for me have always been an escape from reality, but not only that, they've been something that's kept me out of trouble, or it's kept me from spending money on something that I don't need, or it's kept me from drinking or drugs, whatever. You name the vice, video games have been a healthy outlet for that. My favorite style of video game has always been like that Call of Duty 6v6 fast-paced multiplayer experience, and I haven't had that in so long, and it's honestly, it's depressing. It's depressing because whenever the number one thing you like to play is essentially a non-factor, or it's been monopolized by this company that just aims to make a profit. There's no soul left. It does not want to make a good game because what's it going to sell you next year? I can't get behind it. It's truly depressing. I mean, let's not take games too seriously here, but let's take them seriously enough to admit that this stuff's been a part of our lives for the better part of a decade, 2 decades now. If you started with the OG Call of Duty 1 or whatever, or even Halo 2 on Xbox, whatever. Half-Life, the OG Counter-Strike back in the day. If you've been here a long time, you know what I'm talking about. This shit's a part of your life at a certain point, and you know that this is always going to be something you enjoy. Whenever that gets taken from you, it is a big deal. It's not something just to take lightly. And that's what I've been kind of talking about for the better part of 5 years. Yes, I try to make it entertaining. Yes, I turn it up to 11. But these are still my thoughts on things, X Defiant has scratched that itch for me personally, and I really hope this game does well. I personally will be supporting it. I bought the Elite Founders Pack just last night after hearing that SBMM news with the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which does look good, and I trust Treyarch's going to bring us a good game from their end. I just don't trust Activision. I just don't. I don't trust Activision to keep their hand out of the cookie jar, and I think that game will have a lot of self-made manufactured problems. I think they will sell us the solution next year with whatever they're cooking up then, instead of just letting the game be the game for a couple years. And it just gets tiring. At a certain point, you realize that Call of Duty does not need to make a new game every year. Call of Duty needs to make a multiplayer live service game. And I think that the devs for X Defiant saw that too. And that's why we have this game. This is our multiplayer live service game. I am super excited for Season 1. I have about 70 hours played. I think I said that earlier in this game. And by the end of it, when it's all said and done this year, I'll probably hit the 1,000-hour mark. I've already played this game more than Modern Warfare 3, and that game's been out for 6-7 months at this stage. So I'm looking forward to what this game's going to bring us. And I don't know, guys. In closing, this genre of game, this multiplayer game, this like organic experience, this is something that even if you don't like X Defiant, I really think you should support it, because it just existing means that everything else around us will get better. Like, if this works, and it's working so far from the numbers I've seen, this just existing means that other shooters will come along, and then maybe it'll be like the old days. We'll get banger after banger after banger in the span of 1 year. Let me just put this into perspective in closing here. In the span of 1 year, 2007, we got Gears of War, Halo 3, BioShock, and Call of Duty 4 in the span of 365 days. Unreal. That level of quality. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. That level of quality, FPS-wise, simply cannot be matched. And let me tell you. Let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back to the OG. Like, OG fucking first-person shooters I've played. Technically, the first one I've played ever was Turok 2 on the N64. The game was very hard, though, and my little, like, 7-year-old self could not beat it. But, after that, when I started, you know, right before my teenage years, I was playing Half-Life 1. And that was my first real FPS that I stuck with and beat. Man, again, you cannot beat just an organically good video game. And to see AAA gaming kind of shift from this, you know, talent and quality first approach to just meeting a quota and making it about profit, I don't want to see it. If it goes down that route, it will eventually crash, like the video game crash of 1983. I mean, you get too greedy. You start putting profits before quality. This happens. If you make something quality, you don't have to worry. You know, you don't have to worry about anything else. You don't have to worry about making your game easy mode for people. You don't have to worry about, you know, not making enough money. As long as you make a good game, that's all that matters. But everyone just kind of wants to take a shortcut now. When I think of, like, quality games in the past couple years that I've really dug, they've been, you know, X-Defiant, Lethal Company, and Elden Ring. That's it, really. Those are the 3 games that have really got me invested in them in the past couple years. And these games are unapologetic. They are what they are. They don't care if you don't like it. They're going to be good games regardless. And that is something that has been missing for far too long. I've rambled enough, guys. Sorry for this extra long commentary, but I hope you enjoyed. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell. We are back, motherfuckers. Peace out.
Do some parting advice?